football. It's personal between me and you, and I'm going to do you some serious harm, you big stiff idiot.
The untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's been missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. All right, so I'm just getting done my morning workout. You see the drip? You see the drip, and I ain't talking about clothes. That's 6 miles to the gym, workout, and then go back another 6 miles. So I figured while I'm doing my last 6 miles, I'll talk to you guys right quick because I got some things to say about this boxing. Now, Floyd Mayweather recently did an interview with Fight Hype. I've talked about one segment of that interview where he basically talked about Inoue and whatnot. But there was another part of that interview that recently came out, and I actually think that this bit of information, this bit of news, might even be more interesting than what he was saying about the monster Inoue. Now, he was speaking about, Mayweather Promotions, his stable, the young and upcoming fighters that he has a chance to work with. And one of the fighters whose name that came up was, a really talented, hyped up young fighter by the name of Curmel Moton. Curmel, the big deal Moton. Like I was saying, my first video that I made this year talking to you guys, I was telling you guys about how basically I believed that, with Gervonta Davis quote unquote being his own boss now, the reason why you don't see Floyd all up in the videos, all up in the interviews now is because I feel like Tank has matured to that point where he can be his own boss and still be affiliated with Al Heyman, but he's not going to have Mayweather in the background as much. And I feel like Floyd is like that now with Gervonta Davis because of this young man right here, Curmel Moton. Curmel Moton is an amateur fighter here in the USA. For those that don't know, who's been making a lot of waves. I had a chance to watch him fight last year, early last year, when I was out there in Cleveland with Sean Porter at the Eastern qualifiers, and he stood out. He stood out like a sore thumb, and he's on the verge of making his pro debut, right? And I would definitely say it's one of the more anticipated pro debuts we've had in boxing in a while, definitely, because he's got that Mayweather stamp of approval. Anytime a young fighter gets that, it's going to be a big deal, pun intended. But Floyd came out and he said something crazy. Now, one thing we know about Floyd is Floyd knows how to stir the pot. He knows how to make headlines, and he definitely did that here because he was saying that Curmel Moton, who I guess is going to campaign as a featherweight, he was stating that Curmel Moton, he could foresee and he wants to set it up to where, either in his pro debut or his second pro fight, he wants Curmel Moton at 17 years old to fight for the WBA featherweight title against Leigh Wood. Ain't that crazy? Who would have ever thought we'd hear Floyd Mayweather talk about Leigh Wood of all people? But basically, he was saying that he's so confident in this young kid that he's willing to put the money up for not just Curmel Moton, but also Leigh Wood, because he feels like it's a good matchup, and he believes in this young fighter. And, it is what it is. Now, just to get my little, 2 cents in, and at the end of the day, look, I'm just a kid from South Florida, just a guy from South Florida with a boxing channel, with an opinion. And you know what they say about opinions? They're like assholes. Everyone has one, so this is mine. I really do feel like if they were to try to set this up, first and foremost, I feel like it's foolish because number one, I think that Curmel Moton should be afforded the opportunity to grow into being a man first, and as a fighter, because I don't care what he did in the pros or in the amateurs, I should say. Amateur boxing is a lot different than professional boxing, and truth be told, I'm sure he's working very hard in the middle of the gym. I've seen some sparring clips here and there of Curmel Moton, and I don't even care how many rounds he's done in the gym. It's still different under them lights, and there is an adjustment period that does have to. Hold on, let me cross the street before I get clipped. There is still an adjustment period that has to be had with Curmel Moton before he's ready. He's truly ready and seasoned for that world championship level. So, genuinely, I think he's dumb, and I think it's just a publicity stunt. And Floyd is very good at those. We know that from the exhibitions and just how he's handled his career. He's very good at that. And then, look, let's just say, right, we'll do both scenarios. if Curmel Moton was to lose to Leigh Wood in his first pro fight, all of a sudden you might have Zhao Schming situation. Zhao Schming. Here you go. Zhao Schming was a highly touted gold medalist, amateur, top-ranked, signed him, tried to push him towards stardom early and fast track him towards the world title. He got his ass beat and was a bust. This case is different because this kid is young. This kid is not even legally old enough to drink yet. And my thing is, like, it kind of goes back to some of the things I said in the Inoue video about Floyd, is he's trying to do for one of his fighters what he never did himself. Floyd definitely was special as a fighter, and he could have fought for a world title probably before Janero Hernandez, but the reason he did it is because he had the fine folks at Top Rank behind him. They have a very good track record of developing fighters, and there is an adjustment period that Floyd Mayweather, even the great Floyd Mayweather, had to go through before he was ready to fight Janero Hernandez for the world title. You see what I'm saying? So, if he were to lose to Leigh Wood, then he's going to look like a hype job because you lost to Leigh Wood, the guy that got knocked out by Bronco Lara, and, a guy that some people don't really rate the highest in boxing, but some would even say maybe he's the weakest champion at featherweight. But, however, all of a sudden he loses that fight. Now he's a hype job. Now, if he wins that fight, that's great. But then, you got mandatories. You'd have to fight Otabek Komatov. And truth be told, I actually think it'd be worse for Curmel Moton if he beat Leigh Wood than if he lost. In that situation, if it's going to play out, I'd rather him just lose to Leigh Wood than have to fight Otabek, Bruce Lee Komatov, because that's going to be all wrong for him. That's a horrible fight for him. We just saw Curmel Moton, and I'm not trying to down talk the kid. He's a very great fighter, and I really am a fan, and I want him to do well. So I'm saying this only in love. But we saw when he boxed Shakur's cousin, Zaquin Moses, recently, he had problems with that. So, I just think, I don't care. Like, personally, I don't care what he's doing in the gym right now. I don't care what he's done in the amateurs. The kid is still 17. And I think if that scenario were to play itself out, it's just dumb. It's just dumb. It's not smart. And Floyd needs to pump the brakes because you're going to really, really put more pressure on that kid than maybe he's probably ready for. But listen, again, everyone's got an opinion. An opinion, as they have eloquently stated, it's like an asshole. Everyone's got one. So that's just mine. And I'm saying these things only because I really do like Curmel Moton. I really do truly believe he can be a big factor in boxing. And I want that young man, I should say, not a kid, young man, young adult. I want him to have the chance to maximize his talent and be everything he can be. So look, my thing is this. If you want to fast track him to a world title because you believe in him, that's cool. Let him fight, 2 or 3 4-rounders, maybe 1 or 2 6-rounders, then step him up to an 8. You could have him fight for a world title, within his first 10 fights. If Floyd believes in him, I think the more prudent thing to do would be to let him fight for a world title in his first 10 fights. But don't just off rip throw him in there with Leigh Wood, because Leigh Wood is still, an experienced champion, good fighter, can box, can slug, can be a pressure fighter. Yeah, albeit he's on the probably wrong side of 30, but he still knows how to, he still fought on that level, you know what I'm saying? And Curmel Moton has not. So, and if he wins, again, he's going to have mandatories due, and you're just going to put the kid under a lot of pressure that I feel like he's not ready for. I mean, I don't even think Floyd Mayweather himself, when he was Pretty Boy, when he made his pro debut against Roberto Apodaca all those years ago on ESPN, I don't even think, as great, as flashy as he was and as great as he wasn't ready for no damn world title in his second fight. So just, if this is real and Floyd is not just bluffing, then I would highly suggest that he pump the brakes, because you could ruin a very talented young man's career before it even gets started. And, we don't want to see that. Truth be told, we don't want to see that. So, yeah, I wish Curmel Moton the best. This is not a hate video, so don't take it as that. It's just, there's a way to do things in boxing. Even Floyd, as great as he was, they had to do things a certain way for him to be who he became in the sport. And you don't just go for instant gratification and microwave success and just throw the kid in there with an experienced world champion right off the rip. There's an adjustment period. He's got to learn how to pace himself. You want to just throw him in there in a 12-rounder his first fight. The kid hasn't even been under the lights to learn how to pace himself under the lights. That's a thing. Like, that's a legitimate thing, to be able to pace yourself under them lights means everything. Sometimes guys don't figure that shit out till like the 10th, 15th fight. So if he's that good, just I think under 10 fights, if you're gonna fast track him, under 10 fights is good. But pro debut world title fight is just not, it's not very prudent, as one of my friends would say. So that's my take on the matter. You know, Curmel Moton, Floyd Mayweather, he wants to throw him in there with Leigh for his pro debut or in the second fight. Let me know what you think. And is there anybody out there that thinks that's smart and that he should like go fight Leigh and beat him? And if you do, please kindly type out in the comments why you think that's smart, because I think it's ridiculous. But leave your comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys. Thank you for watching another video on the untouchable True School Sports Empire. We're here at the Hatanaka Boxing Gym in Nagoya, Japan. And for more great videos just like this one, make sure you guys click right here.